Okay, let's go.
All right, guys. Well, welcome to our Monday AMA. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I know I had a pretty good one. I'm finally feeling back to 110% again. So I got the much needed rest that I needed to start feeling good again. But we're back in business, and I'm here for a good one today. So a couple things that I want to dive into, and we'll get right into it because before the recording started. Fahad brought up a good point of what some of the community members have been talking about. And they're trying to come up with some different ways to drive more engagement and interaction and give back to the community. And coincidentally enough, I was actually having that same thought over the weekend, and I started putting a plan together for how that can happen. Now, I was listening to I listened to about 8 hours to 8 to 10 hours of our previously recorded AMAs on YouTube. And I listened to them and I kind of like reverse engineered them, and I listened to myself and I listened to you guys and I listened to all the small details that were being brought up, and it was more like a research thing for me. This is the reason why I was doing it, is to more or less to kind of catch on to things that I might have missed during the initial AMAs, or the times that I talked, and some questions that I might have overlooked, or even just to kind of refresh myself of some of the things that we talked about in those AMAs too, right? So what I noticed is a trend, and the trend that I noticed is something that is very interesting. And what's interesting is how the core people and the people who are very very dedicated supporters are always here week after week, and even if they're not, they're texting, tweeting, telegramming or whatever, and just to show their support, and yeah, they're doing everything they can to be involved, right? And there are a lot of people on the flip side who uh, can't make it to the AMAs and ask their questions because of their work schedule, school schedule, family things, or whatever the case is, right? Obviously, they can always go back in there and listen to the AMA on YouTube, but it's always a different experience than being there live and being able to interact and whatnot with the community, right? So the plan that I put together, and another thing that actually I've noticed, this is actually the most important thing that I've noticed, is a lot of people are not asking as many questions as they previously were, right? And I'm one to actually love questions, especially the hard questions. I love them because it validates what we're doing, and we're never scared to answer any question, no matter how tough of a question it is, right? So idea that I have, and I'm putting a plan together for it, is to actually move the AMA and turn it into a actual proper AMA. And the way that I'm thinking of how to do this is to actually open up a Twitter thread. And on that Twitter thread, every week we'll have a new Twitter thread, and people all over the communities, right, all over Twitter, all over crypto, all over our Telegram, whatever, they could go onto that Twitter thread, ask their question in advance, and every week I'll compile all the questions, hop on a Twitter Spaces, and answer those questions, because I know a lot of people have questions, but I don't know if they're shy to come up and ask, or they're just the time frames don't work for them, so they're not able to come into the AMAs and ask. And then even if they are, they might not portray the question the way that they wanted to portray it. So I think actually moving forward and kind of utilizing the powerful tool of Twitter, especially now with all the crypto hype around it, with Elon getting involved and with Dogecoin and with all that, I think Twitter is going to be a very, very, very powerful gateway for us in order to actually gain a bigger audience and actually bring more people into the space. And I, I, I think that's a way of AMA that I think will work, right? Because let's say, for example, and just you don't quote me on any of this. This is just an example, but let's say I schedule a Twitter Spaces AMA every Thursday, right, for our Thursday AMA, and I say, hey guys, everybody who had posted their questions in the Twitter thread, I'll go on there and read, and you guys can also raise your hand and ask more questions and whatnot. People will actually want to interact and actually want to type those questions out because they won't have that stage fright. A lot of people I know are, even in my DMs, I get people DMing me asking questions saying, hey, I was didn't really want to come up and ask in the VC just because I'm not comfortable speaking and this and that. So I know there is a large population of people who feel that way, just because they're shy to come up and talk, or they just don't want to, have their voice heard online or whatever the case is. Doesn't matter. But I think Twitter will be a very valuable tool, especially the fact that people will actually be interacting more with the Twitter because of the questions that are going to be asked. And, we can also implement some cool little modifiers, like, the question with the most retweets or the most likes gets, X, Y, and Z, or gets featured or gets a shout out or a prize, or, there's multiple different ways we could go about it. But I just wanted to share with you guys that's kind of a plan that I'm putting together, and hopefully I can get something finalized by the end of this week. And if I can get something finalized by the end of this week of how we want to structure that and how we want to move forward with it, then I don't see why it would be a problem to actually start doing those types of AMAs next week, right? And getting the ball rolling in that way. And I think it'll be a very massive advancement for reach as well, and especially when outsiders, new people who are not involved or who haven't heard about us come across these questions and even ask their own question and then attend the AMA to see if their question gets addressed or answered, or whatever the case is. I think it's something that will be very healthy for the growth of our social community. And honestly, these AMAs, they're great, but they're not proper AMAs. They're most of the time they're me just sharing updates with you guys, or just me communicating what we're doing with you guys, just being transparent and whatnot. So I really want to get to a stage where the AMAs feel like proper AMAs, and people are actually asking those hard questions and asking the things that need to be answered moving forward. And I think one way to do that would be to utilize the tool of Twitter. And I don't know, what do you guys think? Let me know if you guys have anything you want to add, subtract to that, or just some kind of feedback. Excuse me, feel free to unmute yourself and talk if you want to.
So Leo, believe in you. Appreciate your feedback, and always coming up with ideas and solution. And this is a great project. I've been getting up to speed real fast about crypto, and I just want to let you know that I really appreciate this project. I had some bad vibes, is what I'm calling it, getting into crypto, and with Shiba Doge not buying any other token, period, right now. So appreciate the work that you and all the other devs are doing. Okay, so regarding the Twitter, I'm also new to Twitter because I think that space is a little noisy for me, but I did push myself to create an account and at least trying to use it and get familiar with it. So when you say you're going towards the Twitter, is this to complement this style of AMAs, or is it going to be now the new focus? Like, is it be like Monday you have it in this space, and then on Thursday you have it in the Twitter space?
So that's kind of like how it would work, right? So firstly, it would be more or less us kind of doing it and dedicating, let's say, like a month and a half of doing it, just to prove the concept, to even see if it works as effectively as I think it would. And obviously then we'd gauge and see where the focus should go to more. Obviously in the Telegram, it's it's no surprise that it's all the OGs, all the supporters. It's a lot of the reason why we don't get a lot of questions in the Telegram is because a lot of people are already here every week and they're listening to the AMAs every week, and a lot of their questions get answered every week anyway. That's, I think, a theory of mine on why we don't get as many questions, because a lot of people are already updated and know what's going on. But when we venture out into the bigger ocean, right, Twitter, for example, that we're going to be coming across a larger audience of people who haven't even heard of our project yet, right? And that's where Twitter actually shines, is because you can actually come across different communities and pop up on different pages and trend on different places just based off algorithms. And just the amount of support that we get on our Twitter, it makes it so that a lot of people actually see what we're doing, especially with the amount of followers that we have. We have a very large amount of followers on Twitter as well. So, I think them being more engaged and them having the opportunity to ask questions and interact is going to be something that can really help spread the word. So I wouldn't say like we're going to go full 100% into that and change the whole style of the AMAs to that yet, just because I would want to try out the concept first to make sure it works before I put anything in stone. But one of our AMAs every week will more than likely be posted in there. And then my whole idea is if that works and that's a viable solution to have proper AMAs, then we'll keep the voice calls in here more or less just like us talking, vibing, discussing crypto, discussing Shibadoge, discussing, whatever else we want to discuss. And then we could leave the update AMAs for, I won't do the update AMAs that I've been doing so often. I won't do them as often. I'd actually just kind of like wait so we have a bigger catalyst of things to update you guys on, so that these update AMAs are more valuable and more exciting for people, right? So that's the whole idea, is to kind of have best of both worlds. So we'll have the AMAs in here for all the OGs, everybody who attends week after week and discusses and talks and loves to have a hangout time together. And then the Twitter part of it would be to actually focus more on the growth and focus more on expanding and kind of directing more people into Telegram, into the project, into the coin and into the NFTs and just everything else in the ecosystem, right? So I think that's it's definitely an idea worth trying out. And the way that I'm visualizing it in my head, hopefully it works out the way that I'm visualizing it in my head, but we won't know until we give it a decent shot.
Great. Thanks, Leo. And I have to say that it sounds promising. Just this week alone, I was just, cruising through Twitter and I saw something pop up like, hey, this meeting is happening. And I just clicked on it and started listening. They were talking about crypto and projects, and, some other people I was following seemed to be on it as well. So I was like, oh, this must be interesting. So I actually click on it. So I think it's really great that you're thinking about that.
Yeah.
My other follow-up question to that, and I'll yield back, is that, if the AMA part of it, people posting question to you, if you could teach us or somebody could teach us how to quickly search question, like historical question and answers, that would help me, because sometimes you post all these questions, but you could never go back in it, especially over time as the question and answer keep piling up. And so if somebody could help, like,
Exactly.
hey, somebody asked that question, let's do a keyword search and try to find it. So that would be my own caveat, because I would want to do that type of search.
Yeah, exactly. So the way that would work would be, so I would post a Twitter post, a thread every week, and it would be titled, for example, Twitter AMA number 1, right? Just for example. And that would be week 1's AMA. And then you can actually just click into that thread and you'd see all the questions that have been asked in that week. And I honestly won't probably respond to the questions on Twitter with text. I would respond to them over voice in the AMA, but I'd read the questions first and then answer them. But everything would also be recorded and posted on YouTube as well. Like the whole idea would be to have a new YouTube series on it as well, just like how we post our YouTube videos right now and title them Shibadoge AMA and then whatever title we put. This would be, for example, Twitter Talk episode number 1, and then followed by one important question that was asked in that AMA, for the title. So it would also birth a new YouTube series for us as well. So it's something that I think is worth trying for sure.
Okay, thanks, Leo. Appreciate you taking my question.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Great questions, by the way. Josh, is Josh in here? I believe he is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you're here. You want to do the wheel spin for the winners for last week's Mint Monday?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
let's do
do.
Yes, we do.
All right, let's do that. Let's do that. So we're gonna pick four winners, and each winner is gonna pretty much get sent 0.25 ETH. And yeah.
All right, let's do it.
This is going to be with NFT numbers, guys. So it's like 7,093 to 7,276. So 7251. So if you're the owner of 7251, congratulations. And I'm writing these down, Josh, so I'll post them at the end.
Okay, perfect.
Stopped working. What was that? 7251. Okay, got it.
Seven 7114.
7114. Congratulations. All right. Let's pick two more. And the same deal is going on this week too, guys. The same deal as last week, and the wheel will happen next Monday again. 7205. Congratulations. Okay. All right. Last one, guys.
Let's go. My wife's sitting in the background listening to me.
Yeah, mine does that all the time. 7193. Cool. All right. Congratulations to all the winners. So you guys are all going to be getting 0.25 ETH, and we'll airdrop it either today or tomorrow. It just all depends what we could get to today. But you don't need to claim anything if you're a winner. You don't need to text anyone. You don't need to DM anybody. You'll just have the ETH come up in your wallet. So be careful of it. Any scammers or anything like that out there. You don't have to do absolutely anything, and we'll go ahead and send that over to you guys within the next 1 or 2 days. So congratulations again to everybody. Go ahead and type this up real quick and post it in the chat. So give me 2 seconds, guys. All right, there we go. So that's in the chat. Ruth, I know you had a question for me regarding Twitter. You DM'd me earlier. So if you want to go ahead and let me know.
Yeah, so some people have asked about the Twitter verification, the blue star. When do you plan on getting that? And also there's one on Telegram as well you can get. I think
Telegram verification?
Yeah, you can get a blue stick tick.
Is that new? I haven't seen that before. I mean, I've seen the Telegram blue ticks that you get for paying for Telegram Premium.
Right.
But I don't know if that's for channels. I don't think that works for channels. I think that just works mainly for users. But that's all it is just Telegram Premium.
I think you can also get the actual group verified as well. So I'll send you a example of that. I think one of these projects.
Okay. Yeah, send me an example. Yeah, send me an example and I'll check it out, because that if we could do that, that would be cool. For sure, that would be cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Regarding our Twitter verification, that's something that Max is working very closely with somebody on that end to get done. I don't know exactly how long of a process it is. I know for some people it's pretty quick, and some people it takes quite a long time to get. But we've been working on that for quite some time now, probably over 2 months, and I know from what he was telling me that it's something that is going to happen, but I just don't know the timeline on how long it'll take. So it could be today, it could be a month from now. I honestly wouldn't be able to tell you guys for sure, just because I really don't know. But yeah, I mean, we are working on getting the Twitter verified, and we are working on getting that blue check mark across the board for all of our socials. And for anybody who's not following us on Twitter, please go ahead and follow us on Twitter, and then go ahead and follow us on Facebook too. Our Facebook group, we've been pretty much mainly posting a lot of like crypto memes and a lot of different things around crypto and the Shibadoge project and whatnot on Facebook. And that page is actually blowing up very, very fast, and it's growing a very large user base very quickly. So I think even though people don't use Facebook as much as they use Twitter for showing crypto or talking about coins and NFT projects or whatnot, I still think having a large group, a large page and following on Facebook is invaluable, and it's nothing but helpful for us in the future. So feel free to follow us there too if you have a Facebook.
Yeah, and I think some people have come from Facebook to our project, because I've spoken to some in the VC, and they've been talking about the line, the line that you say at the end. They loved that so much they had to come and invest. Yeah.
No, it's a very powerful line, man, because there are a lot of people who missed out. A lot of people, especially a lot of people that I know. And I also saw a post the other day. Funny enough, I saw it on Twitter. It had nothing to do with Doge or Shiba or anything, but it had to do with Bitcoin. And the post it was a poll, and the poll was it was titled, "When did you first ignore Bitcoin?" And when it was like 2014, 2017, 2019, and 2022 or whatever. But the whole point is, a lot of people ignored it, right? A lot of people heard about it. A lot of people, it came across their feed, it came across their news, or their friends were talking about it, or their family were talking about it, and it was common knowledge. People knew what Bitcoin was in 2015, 2016. They heard about it. They necessarily probably didn't know exactly what it was, but the point is they heard about it and they ignored it, and for good reason, right? A lot of people didn't trust the technology yet. They didn't know what it was capable of, and there was really not much that you could research when it first came out. But fast forward to 2022, and 2/3 of the world is talking about blockchain and crypto, and a lot of those people who were hearing about it back in the days when it first began are the people who missed out. But now, since we have such a big platform and such a big understanding of how these things work, and how blockchain can progress, and how Web3 can progress, and how powerful it is, there is no reason for people to miss out anymore. There really is no reason for people to miss out. And a lot of it has to do with just being attentive. And a lot of it has to do with, literally not just throwing your money at every project you see. A lot of it has to do with, and I even kind of retweeted something on my personal Twitter, on my Leo Twitter the other day. It said, a lot of people are chasing the next Shiba, but they're not holding long enough to see it happen, right? And
Right.
and that's very powerful, because you very well could be in the project that could change your life, but if you're not patient and dedicated enough to hold to see that happen, then you're always gonna miss out. You're always gonna miss out, right? And a lot of that has to do with you being able to actually discipline yourself as an investor, or as a not even an investor, but just as a person, to kind of be dedicated to stuff. And that's something that I struggled with too in the beginning. I was very hesitant on dedicating myself to things, especially in Web3, when I first discovered it, because when I first discovered it, just like a lot of people on here, I got rugged every now and then. I invested in some things that didn't work out, and it makes you fearful. It makes you fearful of things that you get into. I'm not gonna lie, that's something that I went through as well, just like everybody else did, and that's a learning curve, right? And
Right.
some people learn from it, and some people just quit. And if you quit, that's not the right thing to do, in my opinion. I personally never like quitting. It's all about adapting, learning from it, and kind of using those mistakes that you made as fuel to kind of uh, bring better direction to you, so you know what you're getting yourself into moving forward, and the risks, and you might take one extra step to verify something before you FOMO into something. But more importantly than anything, uh, some of the trades that I made that were successful when I first started, I was happy about, right? I was like, hey, I just made 5x there, I made 20x here, blah blah blah, and I was happy about it. And then fast forward, like 6 months, 8 months, a year, I'm looking back at it, I'm like, wow, now I'm not happy because uh, I missed out, and
Yep.
that's the thing, you can never time these things. So it's always good to have a plan. It's always good to carry a moon bag, even if you are exiting something. Don't always just take all your chips out of the basket, because those trips that you leave in there, you could come back and visit them like months later, years later down the line, and they might be worth a lot more than you expected, right? So that's always something to keep in the back of your head as well too. But the thing is, it's all about self-discipline. It's all about knowing how much to leverage yourself so that you're comfortable sleeping at night. I would never advise anyone to ever put all of their money into something, whether it's our project, whether it's the New York stock market, whether it's freaking a car or house, whatever. It's always good to leverage yourself in a way where you're comfortable, where even if things go wrong, that you're not going to be in deep water. And that's what differentiates people who see success in this space or any space, and people who don't, and people who get wrecked. And I never want to see anybody get wrecked. Unless you're a futter, then you could get wrecked, I don't care. But other than that, um but other than that, it's all about kind of toning it down, taking it slow, and using this beautiful space as a tool to grow your knowledge and grow your bags and grow your networking ecosystem. Because you may not see it now, but 5 years down the line, all the people that are in this chat and all the people that you've met today, they could be very valuable to you in the future. It, and take those words very seriously, because you might look back at Roof 5 years from now, and he might be some multi-millionaire real estate mogul or crypto mogul or whatever, and you might be a multi-millionaire something in whatever you're doing. Or even if you're not, the knowledge that you guys gain today is what's going to help you build tomorrow, right? And that's
Right.
the most powerful thing, is the knowledge that you acquired today and yesterday and the day before. It's all about securing that and building that, and using that, harnessing that to become a better person and become more successful, and build for the future. And that's what I'm most passionate about, is kind of to build and make the world a better place, however way that I can. I'm not out here doing some of the things that people are doing, like planting millions of trees and doing all kinds of other things. But I'm doing what I can in the capacity that I can do it. And even if I can affect 5 people a day in a positive way, then I know that it's a positive day for me. And I get a lot of good feedback on my DMs, and people reaching out and sending me emails or whatever, thanking me for some of the things, and that's what makes me feel accomplished in my day. And that's what the whole Shibadoge project is all about too, is to bring people together and kind of be that positive thing in the life that a lot of people are missing nowadays. Because if you open your phone up now and go to any social media, the only thing you're going to see that's going to be standing out is just a bunch of negativity. And that's something that we don't condone, in any of our projects or our socials, is negativity. Because you manifest negativity, you're going to see negativity. If you manifest positivity, you're going to experience positivity. And we're all about positivity, and we're all about bringing that positive lifestyle to people so that you can use it, harness it in order to, you know, better yourself and better the people around you. And, you know, you guys can be the first to tell us that, you know, the Shibadoge project is a very positive project, and I know a lot of you guys have learned a lot of pretty important and valuable things just by being involved here, and made some good friends and made some of those nice connections. And you know, we're going to strive to continue to do those types of things and bring those types of things to life. And you know, it's very important that we continue to stay positive and continue to stay strong, especially through, you know, bear markets like this. Like, you know, we're on the verge of there's like nuclear war threats and this and that, and you know, all kinds of crazy stuff around the world. So, you know, being able to find a nice dome of just positivity where everything else is negative right now, that's a very valuable thing. You know, even though you don't have to look at it through a financial standpoint all the time, it's more or less, you know, you're investing yourself into something, and you're investing yourself into a community, and that community is paying you dividends and positivity, right? So that's something that you can't put a value on, and I think that's something that, you know, really keeps me going. So, you know, hopefully that made a little bit of sense.
Yep, yep, did. So like you obviously invested in Shiba Inu. Like what would you
Yes.
say is the best strategy, you know, taking out like a percentage at a certain market caps, or like because people don't know like when should they take the money
Yeah,
out, how
well,
much they should take out, you
well,
know?
see, look, so I can't really answer that because that's financial advice, but I could tell you what I did.
Right,
And
right, yeah.
I'm still holding I'm still holding a very, very large portion of my bag that I had in Shiba, and I'm still holding, you know, a pretty decent amount of my Dogecoin. Now, what I did was I took enough that, because look, I can't really compare this to anything else that I've gotten myself into, because the way that Shiba and the way that Doge blew up and the amounts that we're talking were astronomical, life-changing amounts, right? They weren't
Right,
100,000, they weren't a million, they weren't half a million, they were significant amounts, right?
right.
So, you know, when you're dealing with that type of amount, you know, you have to kind of it's a different ball game, man. At that point, it's a different ball game, and it becomes more or less like, hey, you know, I have to take my emotion out, uh, and do what I need to do to secure my future, right? And when you have
Mm,
that type of opportunity, when you know there are millions and millions and millions of dollars in front of you, and you have the option to, you know, leave it all on the table or take some of it, 10 out of 10 times you have to do the right thing, right?
right.
You have to take enough to set yourself up for the rest of your life. And those types of opportunities, they're rare and they don't come around that often. And you know, so I'm still holding an
So
extremely large
why
amount of my
didn't
bag.
you?
And you know, if I
Yeah, sorry.
yeah,
Uh,
so no, it's okay. I could have taken the option and sold my entire bag of Shiba Inu, for example, and I would have had a lot more than I have now. But you know, I decided I'm going to hold, and I'm still holding, and I still know that I want to continue to hold. And the thing is, I haven't over leveraged myself. I took back enough that I knew that my return on investment had made me. I was like, okay, I'm happy with this. I don't care. The rest of it could go to zero, and I'll still be happy,
mm,
right? And
yeah.
I put that aside, tucked it away, and I used it to continue businesses and make different investments and do all kinds of different things. And you know, it's enough to suffice me and my family for the rest of my life. So you know, it's a
Right.
different ballgame. So it's hard to compare that to, you know, anything else. But like the thing is, it's always possible. And the way that Shiba did it, it makes it more valid that anything can happen to anything. That can happen to any project. That can happen to any investment. Because the way that Shiba started, it was no different than the way that we started, and you know, most other projects on Web3 start. And you know, that's what is more of the reality check that people need to understand is, yeah, you know, Shiba Inu started just like we did, or just like any other project did, and they ended up becoming a multi billion dollar project in a, you know, amount of time that they did it. the point is, it doesn't matter how long it took them to do it, whether it took them a month or whether it took them a year or whether it took them 10 years, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that they were able to achieve that. And, you know, them being able to achieve that is more than enough validation that if you put in enough work and if you put in enough effort and bring in enough people and bring in enough eyes and bring in enough resources, then anything is possible. And it's just all about not quitting, and it's all about continuing to march forward. So, you know, I definitely want to experience that again, and I want you guys to be able to experience that. And that's the, you know, original reason on why Shibadoge was started. If you listen to our like very first AMAs when we first started, that's what we were talking about, is we want to be able to, because it was a crazy experience for me, man. It was a crazy experience for the rest of the guys too. But that's an experience that everyone is deserving to feel, right? Because it's great. It's like something, it's magical. That's probably the best way to explain it.
Yeah, right. But how did you know how much to take out at what time? Like what gave you the timing, you know?
I had a number. I had a number in my head, and I knew like that's the number. And once I saw that number, I said okay, and then I pulled the trigger. But yeah, so it the funny thing is, it's like if it didn't hit that number, I don't know what the outcome would have been, right? Whether I would have still took profit or whether I still would have held, I don't know. But the thing is, like, I had a plan, I had that number in my head, and I knew what I wanted to do if that number that I had manifested gets, you know, put in front of me. And it got put in front of me, and I did what I had to do. I stuck to the plan. I stuck to what I had told myself, and I did it, and it changed my life for the better, man. It changed my life for the better. And
love it.
You know, I would do it. I would do it again if I had to. So
love it. Hey guys, just unmute if you want to speak. Just unmute and speak. You can speak to Leo, guys. Just unmute.
Hey Leo, Faz here.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Leo, good. Uh, we got a bit excited over Burn project in the last week or so, and we got it sometimes even in few arguments. So just to confirm, each Burn card has how many tokens? This is the first thing, and the other thing, remember we had a discussion a bit before about there will be a tool to monitor how many card incinerated and the amount of token will be divided in the remaining cards. Do we have any progress, or do you have a date to have this?
There is a bit of progress being made on it. I know that our web developers have it on their list of things to do. It's just right now they're so busy with the UX design for the Shibadoge collection that's coming out shortly. So they're focused more on that. But ever since we had made our announcement of the burn card thing, that, you know, the incinerated ones would get the amounts would get distributed amongst the people who are currently still holding as well. There's only been one that has been burned since that announcement. When I last checked, like a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if another one or two had been burned since then. But since I had last checked, only one had been incinerated since that announcement. So people are holding strong onto their burn cards still. So only one of them, to my current knowledge, I have to check again, but I'm just not by my computer to check right now to see if more had been burned or not. But only one has been burnt, and that the amount has pretty much been added onto the stack of people who are still currently holding. So it would be 200 million would be the base number that you would have gotten, 200 million tokens for owning a burn card. But now it's a little bit more. I don't know exactly off the top of my head how much, but just that one burn card has been incinerated since we announced it.
And for each burn card to get incinerated, how many tokens will be distributed to the remaining ones?
So I believe, and don't quote me on this because I'm not sitting in front of the computer to look at the facts, but I'm just going based off the top of my head from what I remember. I believe it's like 5 million. I think it's 5 million
250
per card or something like that.
250 mil, I think it is. Per
250 mil. And then I think per card gets, I believe, with the current amount of people that have cards, I think it's like 4 or 5 million tokens per card. I don't know exactly. I can look into it and post an answer to that question in in Telegram later today, but I don't know off the top of my head, but it's around that number. It's around like 4 or 5 million per card. And then obviously that number becomes much higher as the supply gets less and less.
Yeah, sure thing. Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, Leo, isn't it like 250 million per card? That's what I heard. I mean, I'm just guessing kind of, but I think it's around.
But that, you know, when you divide it amongst the 40 something that people still own, it comes out to like 5 million per card, right? That gets added on because that 250 million would get distributed amongst all the
Oh,
current
right, yeah.
holders too.
So, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Guys, just unmute and speak. Anyone can just unmute and speak. Bird? Roho, go ahead.
Hey, Leo. Hey, Roof.
Hey.
What's up, Roho?
Hey, and Leo, did you see the pics I sent? I've been twittering and telegramming.
I did, man. I did. You should check my Twitter. I retweeted it. That thing looks crazy, dude. I love it.
Yeah, you know, my heads are turning when I'm cruising around all day long. It's hilarious.
I'm sure, man. Yeah, it looks great, dude. It looks great.
Love it, man.
No, I just wanted
to. Anybody who doesn't know, Roho wrapped his car. Roho's the one who wrapped his car in the Shibadoge vinyl. So it's looking awesome, man. It's looking better than I expected, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome looking. Yeah, the first DAO proposal with the Shibadoge community. These guys are awesome. They dedicated. They definitely deliver a proposal, and the community definitely came together and voted for it. So everybody's new to this project. It's for real, and they delivered. And we're just marketing and educating the public about Shibadoge and blockchain technology.
Yeah, you're breaking up, Roho. You're breaking up.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit, but I still got the whole gist of it. On that note, just to let you guys know, we are going to have another DAO day today, this week on Thursday, and from what I heard, there's 1 or 2 proposals that actually passed. So we'll go over those on Thursday as well. So we'll have another nice little DAO day on Thursday. We'll talk about some of the things that have been posted there and go over some of the proposals. So that's something to look forward to on Thursday, and I'm actually looking forward to reading some more of them. So either today or tomorrow, I'll go over some of them, make sure most are suitable, and we'll host a nice DAO day on Thursday.
Hey, Leo, I just want to let you know it's walking out of the grocery store this afternoon, and I was behind an older gentleman and his wife and a couple of young kids, and they looked at the vehicle, and the guy's like, "Why would someone ever do that to their vehicle?" And I'm like, "Sir, do your own research." And I drove really slow by him, and he just looked at me.
Yeah, no, guaranteed. It sticks out, and it imprints it into people's heads. So they might not think anything of it at that time, but the next time they ever see Shibadoge or that logo, they're gonna be like, "Hey, I recognize that. Oh, I had met that guy who, or had seen that car, or whatever," right? And that's important, is brand recognition, and especially with the way that we're going to be rolling out some of our marketing tactics moving forward, especially when the bull market comes in play. We have some pretty nice things that we're trying to line up, and some big deals that we're trying to get ourselves into, position ourselves into, for when the markets do start picking back up. We can go full force into the same mode we were when we originally launched. Brand recognition is going to become very, very powerful at that point, and that's what we're spending a lot of focus on right now. I'm sure you guys can notice that as well. But with our Twitter, with our Facebook page, with our Telegrams, and with our Instagram or whatnot, even though we're not posting too much right now on Instagram, just because it's not as effective as Twitter and Facebook and everything else at the moment. But it's more about getting people to actually follow the pages and interact with the pages, because once we start rolling out those high ticket marketing plans and those big budget marketing plans, when the bull market comes back around, that brand recognition is going to be very important, because people are going to say, "Hey, I've been following this for a while. I've seen this for 100 times now. and they're doing some big things. So that's something that's going to be very powerful and that we're keeping in our back pocket. And tremendous thank you to you, Rojo, for stepping up and doing something like that. It's very extravagant, obviously. Wrapping your whole cards is, a lot of people would not want to do that. Even if it was their own business, they wouldn't want to do that, right? So big props to you. Not everyone would do what you did, but what you did is a very, very big accomplishment to the project and community, and we can't thank you enough for it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel really privileged to be part of the community and actually having that wrapped car and everything and being the first DAO proposal accepted. I mean, literally, this is the only Shibadoge wrap vehicle in the world.
Yeah, you're going to go down in the history books, dude. You're a walking, living legend.
Yeah, the first day I stopped counting after 200 heads, and even the drive-through cashier had to take a picture. And she's like, "What is it?" And I'm like, "Cryptocurrency NFT project. You gotta start doing your research. You're young."
That's right. That's right, man. So you're out there doing things. So I'm sure just you driving down the highway or driving down the road, going to work or going home, you at least get 500 people, depending on how busy of a place you live at least 500 people who actually see and notice and kind of like get the image imprinted into their head. And the next time around that comes and they see anything that's related to Shibadoge, they're gonna remember seeing your car, and they're gonna remember that experience and that memory. So it's invaluable, man.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm in the U.S. I'm down in Florida, so we got a lot of tourists too from around the world. So that's even valuable there in its own.
Yeah, dude, and Florida's actually real crypto friendly. Last time I was in Florida, in the Miami International Airport, like all of the billboards in the airport, like inside of the terminals, they were all like cryptocurrency advertisements, and I was kind of surprised. I was like, "What the heck?" And they weren't like Ethereum or Bitcoin. They were like smaller DeFi projects, and ever since I saw that, I've been trying to find the company that hosts those ads for those airlines, just so we can like kind of get an ad campaign in there too. But I haven't had any luck trying to find that company that actually hosts those ads in the airports. So I think that's actually pretty cool. If we could actually get into some of those airports and get like a little banner up or a little poster on some of those digital billboards that they have in the terminal areas, I think some people would come across that and see it. And even if it doesn't cause too much interaction, it would be just a nice feat to know, like, hey, we've been in international airports and whatnot. So maybe I'll get back on the horse and try to look for those guys again, or I'll just have to travel down to Miami again and just to see the billboards and get the number off of that.
Yeah, well, you have to give me a call if you're down this way.
You got it. You'll pick me up in the Shibadoge mobile.
That's right. We'll go bump in once we get some Elon Vitalik, friend DAO proposal passed, so we get some music going on.
That's right.
All right, you guys have a good night. Let's go.
You too, bro. Thank you.
Let's go. Hey,
Leo, speaking of Miami, NFT week is coming up.
It's coming up again, huh? That's when is March, is it the same? Is it the same event that we attended last time around, or is it a different one?
No, I do get emails from the actual organization, but the actual event is at the end of March.
I just Googled NFT Miami, and it looks like there is NFT Miami on November 29th and November 30th.
Rojo's going.
That's like a little meeting, and I don't know what, like a little get together. But the actual event that we went last year,
Miami
is going to be
week.
Yeah, it's in March, March 31st to April 2nd. Yep, I see it on their website. Yeah, for sure. So I think Max should be already on top of this. I know he's the one who took care of a lot of the things that needed to get taken care of for the last time around we were at NFT Miami. So last time around, we only had the Doge Army project. This time around, we're going to have the Doge Army, Shiba Army, and the Shibadoge project in time for this one. So I think it's going to be pretty wild. And yeah, I think we'll definitely start getting prepared for this because we're gonna want to be at NFT Miami for sure.
Perfect. Let us know.
Are you gonna go, Bird?
If I'm invited again, yeah, why not? It was a success last year.
Did you have fun last year?
Oh my God, it was awesome, man. We met a lot of good people.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, it's a great place to network and actually talk to people in the space.
Rojo will meet you all down there with the Shiba Doge mobile.
Yeah, we'll park it right in.
Mr. Boy, do you have a question or you want to say something?
Yeah, exactly. It's not a question, but I'm trying to catch something from you about the Facebook page, you know. So
Sorry,
exactly,
my headphones died a second ago. I just plugged new ones in. I didn't catch anything you said, bro.
Okay.
Just
Exactly,
repeat.
I'm coming alongside that Facebook page because I'm not using Twitter anymore, and I would recommend if you guys keep posting a new things on the Facebook page, so it will reach people out there.
Yeah, man. Guaranteed.
So,
That's the same mindset we're on, and definitely Facebook has been growing very quickly, and we're going to continue posting on there, continue doing what we're doing on Facebook in order to, bring more of an audience.
So, I think it was Mr. Boy that found us through Facebook. Mr. Boy, what drew you to our project? What was it that you saw that brought you here?
yeah, exactly what I saw in the project and what made me interesting, like to come here, is the only one post. It said you missed Shiba and you missed Doge. Finally, it said that don't miss Shiba Doge. I said okay, because I read Shiba Inu was the project was it is almost 3 years or 4 years ago, and I said that maybe this Shiba Inu will be a new project. Then I already jump into the phone by clicking the link, and then I directly come to the Telegram channel here, and then I get Mr. Roop and the USS guy Pat, everyone here, and then they show me what to do and how is the things working here. So this is how I find the Shibadoge exactly.
That's a great experience, and there are a lot of people just like you that have those same experiences, and that's what we want our project to be a staple of, is to be helpful to people, especially people who are new to the space, and share the knowledge, and just help you guys progress, whether it's progressing in crypto or progressing in your own personal self, whatever we can do to bring that positivity and bring that help to you guys, that's something that we're very more than happy and more than glad to do. So we're happy to have you a part of the community. We're happy to have you part of the family, and I can guarantee you won't miss out on Shibadoge, man. Just definitely stick around and stay updated with what we have going on here, because there are a lot of cool things that we're working on, and a lot of cool things that are going to be being brought to life here in the near future. So if you're here now, you're extremely early, and we're not even 1 year old yet. And age doesn't even matter. It's just at this point, it's more of a validation thing for us, knowing that, hey, we're approaching our 1 year anniversary, so that's a big milestone. But the things that we're aiming to do, and the things that we're trying to achieve in this space, they're going to take much longer than 1 year to do. But that's something that is a part of our roadmap, and is something that we strive to accomplish. And the goal that we want to accomplish is to bring all of the things that we want to build in Web3, and the Shibadoge project and this platform and the community that's here are the driving force and the main reasons why we continue to believe in ourselves and believe in what we're doing is because, you know, there's thousands of people who know about the project, who are invested in the project, who you know, tweet about the project and follow the project. So it's more than enough validation for us to know that what we're doing is something that's affecting people in a positive way, and we're going to continue to do so. And I know for a fact that as long as we stick to the plan, we will continue to go in a good follow a nice trend of growth and bring more people in. And you know, I never want to give price predictions. I never will, just because first of all, I'm not allowed to for legal reasons. And second of all, I would never do so, because in case I'm ever wrong, I don't want anyone to think I'm the bad guy. I would never give price predictions, but I can pretty much tell you guys that what I predict is growth in the community and bringing more people in. And that's something that I expect and I fully know we can achieve, because the way that we were doing things and the way that we're approaching the growth cycle is something that is proven to be effective and working. And you know, it's worked for us now, and obviously when we polish some things up and when the bull market comes back around, you know, those opportunities are going to be vast, and they're going to be much bigger than they were you know, the last time around. So just be prepared, because you know, we are going to be in for one heck of a ride.
Oh yeah. You guys just unmute your mics and you can just speak to Leo.
But yeah, guys, I mean, I'll take a couple more questions and then I'm going to wrap it up here. I have one little errand I have to run here in a little bit. So if there is nothing else, we could probably wrap it up. Ruth, you were recording the whole thing, right?
Yeah, it's live streaming,
Okay,
and
just wanted to make sure. Yeah.
there's someone who
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, shoot, bro.
All right, I'm in Michigan, and I was interested in wanting to know how to get your car wrap to promote it.
So we have a DAO proposal program on a website called Snapshot. If you type in /DAO in our Telegram, it'll give you a link to it. The way that Rojo was able to fund his was his proposal got approved by the community, so the community wanted him to do it. So they voted yes, and he posted you know, how much it would cost him and you know, all the fine details. And once that was approved, then our DAO funds went ahead and funded his proposal. So it's not just about wrapping your car. You could propose anything that you want, and if the community passes it, you know, you'd put in a little price on how much it would cost you in order to accomplish the feat that you're trying to accomplish. And if it passes, then you know, we fund that. So we'll help you fund the whatever you're trying to do.
Oh, okay. Cause I drive all the time, and I'm like, well, shoot, if I'm able to, I'm always doing deliveries and stuff like that for my car. And I'm like, well,
Right.
shoot, I mean, cause I believe in the project, and I'm pretty much always driving like in different cities doing deliveries. I'm like, well, shoot, I mean, if I'm doing that, hopefully, you know, I'll be able to. I was got approved.
Spread a little bit of awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure, man. That's the right mindset. And you know, like if more people thought that way, and a lot of our supporters do, but if more people who were involved in the project thought that way, you know, we'd be growing at a much faster pace. Even though I'm happy with the way that we're growing, in under a year we're at like over 26,000 holders just on chain, and you know, probably more than 150, 200,000 followers across all of our socials. So you know, our growth has been something very crazy, and it's something that I get surprised about, you know, every time I look at it. But you know, if everybody had the same mentality that you had like that, then obviously it would be much more accelerated. But you know, it is what it is, and we're in a very good spot at the moment.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah, of course, man. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. I just wanted to thank all of you guys for joining in. Just a quick reminder, Thursday, we're going to have a DAO day. So I'll be reading some of the proposals. Deshaun, if you want to attend Thursday's AMA, you'll kind of see how those proposals work. I'll be going over some of them.
Yeah,
and that'll
most
give you a
definitely.
better understanding and idea of how the DAO system is implemented into our project. But yeah, that's something to look forward to, guys. So we'll do that on Thursday, and we'll talk about some other things that I want to talk about then. But until then, I just wanted to thank you guys all. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And as always, if you miss Shiba, that sucks. If you miss Doge, that also sucks. If you miss Shiba Doge, then you suck. So thank you guys all. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.
Peace, love.
Yep, later, guys.